Women's professional golf returns to Green Bay. Now from the fairways of Thornberry Creek at Oneida, this is the Thornberry Creek LPGA Classic Preview. And now, your hosts, Bert Griffin and Lily Zhao.
Welcome to our second annual Thornberry Creek LPGA Classic Preview Special. Along with Lily Zhao, I'm Bert Griffin. Big time golf back here in Titletown, and it sure is fun, isn't it?
It's really, really fun. They're back for another year, and last year we saw 62,000 spectators come out and watch these women golf, and I'm sure the Oneida Nation eager to reprise their role as host to some of the nation's best golfers.
Well, we've seen the U.S. Open here in Wisconsin for the ladies in 1998 and 2012, but this one last year, it was special, but they also had to jump through some hoops because not only were they going into a golf major, this time around they're coming off of one.
Yeah, that's right. The PGA Championship just wrapping up this week, and the winner of that will be here this week as well. But for the LPGA Classic here at Thornberry Creek, a full field, 144 golfers competing for a $2 million purse. A lot of incentive there.
Well, we know they do it big here in Titletown, and that was exactly the case last year in the inaugural tournament. Things turned out better than expected, especially on the golf course where it came right down to the wire. Aussie Catherine Kirk taking home the first Sky Woman trophy last summer. For her, Lily, it was about consistency.
That's right. She started out with a 68 on Thursday, then really turned it on with a 63 and 65 heading into the final round. The Aussie survived a couple of bogeys to start the back nine, but finished in style with a birdie on 18. That put her at 22 under par, taking home a healthy $300,000 in the victory.
Certainly the good memories will help me out, I think, here. And I love this golf course. The greens are pure, and yeah, just the layout to me obviously suits my game. So certainly the players that were here are looking forward to returning and, yeah, putting on a show for the fans.
Now, admittedly, Kirk hasn't had quite the season overall in 2018 that she was hoping for, but in talking to her this week, she really feels that this course plays to her strengths. She's got a great short game, and we saw that last year when she won it all at 22 under par.
Yeah, that's right. And I feel like a lot of golfers on tour have taken note of the low scores here last year. About 10 golfers with 16 or under or better last year. So who are a couple of the notable names playing this week in the second annual Thornberry Creek LPGA Classic? Well, we'll start with world number 2, Arya Jatanagarn from Thailand, along with her sister Mariah.
Well, in addition to the Jatanagarn sisters and defending champion Catherine Kirk, how about former number 1 Lydia Ko, who announced a couple weeks ago that she would be making the trip to Titletown. You've got one of the most talented players from north of the border, Brooke Henderson, and of course, a big name, Cheyenne Woods, the niece of Tiger Woods.
Yeah, that's right, and she's going to be one of those names to look up for.
All right, Anna Nordqvist amongst the others. And guess what? It really comes down to making the phone calls, putting in the legwork. And I talked to the guy who put the field together this week, Josh Dockstader, COO of Oneida Golf Enterprises, about the field in year number 2 of the Thornberry Creek LPGA Classic.
It's not ideal, but at the same time, we wish her the best. I know she's had a history of wrist injuries, and that was the reason for her having to drop this event. But we still look forward to having, Anna Nordqvist, Lydia Ko, the Jatanagarn sisters, last week's KPMG winner. So, it's still a fully stacked field, and it'll be good.
When you have a major champion coming here, that means it's a major tournament. Do you guys feel like it is already in year 2?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the weather, as of right now, looks pretty solid for the week. I know we faced some of those challenges last year, but just learned from some of the things last year, trying to put on an even better show this year, and having a little bit better field helps that too.
Well, Catherine Kirk really put on a show down the stretch. You couldn't ask for more drama. I mean, you had 5 players all within a stroke of each other going into the final couple of holes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. We spent some time with Catherine a few weeks back, and, everybody remembers her shot on 18 that she had to hit around the trees and things like that. But she said her most memorable shot was the one on 16 where she had to cut it around the corner. She said she knew at that point she was going to win the tournament, so that's pretty cool.
And pumped. I mean, when she was walking off the green at 18 and you saw her give one of these, what a better ending to your very first tournament here at Thornberry Creek.
Yeah, absolutely. And we couldn't ask for a better champion. Catherine's just an amazing person, and to see that kind of emotion come out of somebody after winning your event, it couldn't be better.
Now, 22 under par, some of the golfers might say, this is a little bit easier. Are we going to see tougher pin placements? What could you guys do in the past year to make it a little bit of a tougher course?
Well, fortunately for us, we didn't have a ton of moisture this spring, so we were able to firm the greens up a little bit more, maybe grow the roughs out a little bit more. Green speeds could go up a little bit more. a lot's just dependent upon the wind. If the wind's blowing, it's a completely different golf course. Last year, we didn't really see much of that. It was pretty stale all week. So a lot just depends on Mother Nature, but outside of that, you know, I think the golf course could show its teeth this week.
And even this time around, a little bit earlier in the week, a little more excitement. You guys have also added some of the grandstands and added to the places people can actually get a good spot to watch these golfers as they come in.
Yeah, I think, you know, again, taking first-year notes and saying, okay, how do we make this more enjoyable for the spectator, and putting those into place. I think the biggest change we'd made was taking the military pavilion and putting it on 14, so we have direct access for all military and active and retired military to get out there. So, you know, it's, again, we want to make it as friendly as possible. This is a huge property, so just trying to make sure we navigate it the right way and logistically place it the right way.
And you know, Lily, Josh has definitely put in the work. You know who else has? One of the state's best prep golfers in the history of Wisconsin. We'll have her story coming up.
Yep, that's right. And there's another golfer who's 13 years old. And Burke, I got to ask you, what were you doing when you were 13?
Pop Warner football and algebra tests, I think.
Yeah, for the good old times, right? Well, speaking of being 13 years old then, there's one golfer that we mentioned who says age is only a number because she plays like a pro on the golf course. We'll have her story and more when we return on our Thornberry Creek LPGA Classic Preview Special.